Hello everybody, time for another little small update. This one on tropical storms, and as promised, the conditions needed for them to form. Because you can't get tropical storms everywhere. You don't get tropical storms everywhere. There's reasons why you don't get tropical storms in the polar regions. There's reasons why we don't get them in the UK. We get strong weather, extreme weather. We don't get tropical storms. Okay, now last time I showed you where tropical storms happen, the intertropical convergence zone, but now it's a case of looking and seeing why that is. So there's technically three things you need to remember. There's a mini fourth one, I'll add that at the end. But the three conditions needed for tropical storms to form mean they can only take place at certain latitudes. Now the first one is temperature of surface water. Now I'm hoping you can use this to revise, but I'm hoping you know it already, to be fair. The temperature of the ocean water must be warm. To be more specific, it must be 26.5 to 27 degrees Celsius or warmer. This is because if it's not that warm, then you won't get the rate of evaporation you need in terms of water moving upwards. If the water's colder, you simply won't get that. So 26, 26 and a half, 27, any of those answers in the exam are fine. If you prefer to remember it as 27 degrees Celsius, then you won't lose marks for that. So the sea surface temperature, not the temperature of the entire ocean, but the temperature of the surface of the ocean water, has to be 27 degrees Celsius. The second thing you need, because I've had cups of tea before that are warmer than 27 degrees Celsius, but the problem with the cup of tea is there's not enough water there. There's not enough energy. So you need to also have at least 60 meters depth of water. That's why they don't form over puddles. That's why you don't get hurricanes forming over rivers. That's why they happen over the ocean, because that is where you find water that is at least 60 meters deep. Think about it like this. If you have 60 meters deep water, there's a lot of energy that could rise up there and keep going in terms of energy for a storm. If you have a small amount like a cup of tea, it's going to go in no time. So you need to have 60 meters deep water too. Now the third thing you need is very important as well, because you can't have a tropical storm without this element either. So you have the deep water, you have a warm enough surface temperature. So if I go out there and make a swimming pool, I design my own swimming pool, I make sure the temperature of the water is 27 degrees or higher, and I make sure it's at least 60 meters deep. There still won't be a tropical storm unless I add one more component, and that is wind speeds. To generate enough energy to create those winds, the winds have to be at least 75 miles per hour. Okay, so they are the three things you need for a tropical storm to form: 75 miles an hour winds, 60 meters depth of ocean water, and the surface temperature must be at least 27 degrees Celsius. Now that little thing I said at the beginning, the extra thing you might need as well, ultimately is the planet. Now what I mean by that is the winds occur, say you have a straight line wind, that's fine, but you need to have the curvature and the spin of these trade winds. Now these winds spin, that you know, like a hurricane, you see it's like a big swirl of clouds spinning around. That's because of the Coriolis effect. So I mentioned this in the last video, where the Earth's rotation causes the winds to spin. And that's why you see tropical storms and tornadoes and cyclones and typhoons. You see them spin, like they look spinny. They look like circles with the little hole in the middle. That's the eye. That's why they are like that, because of the wind spinning from the Coriolis effect. Now next time, what we'll look at is more to do with tropical storms. We'll look at the formation of them, what they're made of. As normal, please do put any questions in the comments. I look forward to seeing you next time. I really hope these are useful for you. Any questions, let me know. I'll speak to you soon. Take care, guys.